Thank you for coming this afternoon. Uraniums are certainly a great space to be in, and Peninsula Energy is a uranium company that is poised to become a mid-tier producer in the very near future. I'd love to tell you about Peninsula Energy. It's an Australian Stock Exchange listed company with a market cap of about $250 million Australian. I share with you the important disclosures. Again, they're in the presentation. Disclaimers and competent person statements are important for any investor, and our cautionary statement with respect to use of inferred resources as well. This is the highlight of Peninsula Energy. We're working in a world-class jurisdiction. The state of Wyoming in the United States. Myself, I've been living in Wyoming and producing uranium for the majority of my career, over 25 years in Wyoming, and before that in South Texas. We are a near-term yellowcake producer with multiple avenues of growth for our resource base, which is already very considerable. We have very favorable market dynamics. I'm sure uranium investors and resource investors are aware of that today. And significantly now, this company is funded to first production. So let me tell you how we got there and where we're going. Again, our market capitalization recently, 270 million Australian, a share price of 14 cents per share, about 2 billion shares out on issue. We have very little in options today, but have some options coming due to a placement that we're just completing. We have about $17 million of cash at the end of last year. We just received proceeds from our placement, which is on the next slide. Those proceeds delivered another $50 million Australian into the bank account on top of that $17 million of cash that we had. An experienced board of directors, very knowledgeable in the space, notably Mr. Brian Booth, who resides right here in Vancouver. So it's great to have him. If you'd like to meet Brian, he'll be at our booth 535 as well. I want to tell you about our placement. We just completed and announced, we announced it in November. It was a $50 million placement for shares, and then an additional $10 million of share purchase plan for existing shareholders to give them an opportunity to participate in the same terms. We were issuing new shares at 7.5 cents for the $50 million in proceeds, and with each share we bundled a half option at 10 cents. Again, today we're trading at 11 or 12 cents, so everything's in the money, and our new investors are quite happy with the company. The share purchase plan is scheduled to close at the end of next week. Things will settle down, and all the new shares will be in the market and trading before the end of the month of January. If all the options are exercised, and I can't see why they wouldn't be, they're in the money today, that could bring an additional $40 million to our company. So all in all, this placement brought about $100 million. And that's funding our construction and preparation in 2024 to take us to first production. We have a very experienced management team. I'm not going to spend time on that. And we also have our sustainability credentials. We have several annual sustainability reports. It's important to us, but I want you to hear about our projects. The Lance project in the state of Wyoming features really 3 project areas. In red, you see the Ross area. That's the area that we're fully licensed to produce out of. There's about 6 million pounds of remaining resource in Ross, and that's where we're going to restart production. We have 2 previously operated mine units and a processing plant. The Kendrick facility is our project area, is the area in blue. That's where we'll expand to. That's going to bring us an additional about 16 million pounds of resource. And then the larger area, the green area, is an area that we have the mineral rights over and are aware of 30 million pounds of uranium resources in the inferred category. There's significant potential to expand that resource. The exploration target is about 100 to 160 million pounds. So all told, the Lance projects could hold as much as 200 million pounds. We're preparing to produce about 2 million pounds per year. The plant and wellfield facilities initially were constructed in 2015 and operated until the middle of 2019. During down market, we shut them down. We've recently completed a site transition to change our chemistry from alkaline to low pH, which is the way most of the global uranium producers produce uranium, using acidic chemistries. Our current plant capacity is about 800,000 pounds per year. but we're expanding the plant capacity and capabilities presently. We're going to have a 2 million pound per year production plant by the end of this year. And that's where that's really where all of our attention is this year. We're building an expanded plant so that we can produce uranium at a much higher rate when we get going again. Engineering is nearly completed. We're getting ready to select a construction company and get going. We're completely funded for the rest of this year on the construction project with the placement that I just told you about. Our exploration target, again, the areas that we have under the Ross Kendrick and Barber areas have roll front deposits defined across them from north to south, but generally on wide space drilling. And when we bring the drill spacing in, we were able to expand the resources. So if our past experience applies to future close space drilling, we should see a 3 to 5-fold increase in our resources at Lance. Very much a forward-looking statement, but an idea of the potential and the first tier nature of this project. On top of that, last year, kind of quietly, we introduced a new project called Dagger. This is a high-grade satellite opportunity for the Lance projects. You can see Lance in the brown and then Dagger up in the red. It's only about 20 kilometers away from Lance. It's on good established roads, and we'll be able to set up a satellite uranium production facility up there. We're really excited about Dagger. We built this project with in-house. We have good drill data on it. We've introduced a 7 million pound inferred resource. We're looking forward to putting some drill rigs on it this year and taking that inferred resource and upgrading it to measured and indicated. So that's the work plan for Dagger. The most exciting thing is, think about what people pay for uranium projects today at $6 to $10 a pound in the ground. We established this project for 12 cents a pound. We got 7 million pounds at 12 cents a pound. That was our cost to put that project together. A very experienced uranium development and exploration and production team in Peninsula Energy. And this is the kind of work that, this reflects the kind of work that they can do. This is the production profile that we anticipate for the future. We see ourselves getting into production at the end of 2024 this year. And producing as much as 1.1 million pounds in 2025. We expect to have a very strong restart. We'll have brand new well fields prepared, a new plant facility updated and ready to make dry yellowcake. And then we'll take the project up slowly over the next couple of years to about 1.8 million pounds. We're building the plant capacity out at about 2 million pounds per year. I present a 1.8 million pound per year production rate because I know that no plant runs at full capacity 24/7, 365. Our company has some sales contracts. This was a question and a subject of discussion over the course of late 2023. We have rescheduled some of the deliveries that were going to happen in 2024 that is complete with our customers. We have about 5 million pounds of sales contracts at fixed price and market price contracts. Everything is set up. We're very leveraged to the price of uranium, as you can see here. In August, when I prepared this chart, I put the price at $100 on the top end, but today we know the uranium price has gone through the roof. We're looking at $106 a pound. Very exciting time to be a uranium producer. This is the final, really a significant slide for you. These are the catalysts that I see for Peninsula Energy in 2024. But we're going to complete some funding to take us not just from to first production, but to the point where we're at sustainable cash flow positive situation, which is usually about 9 months to 10 months down the road from first production when we can get product into the market. We're completing our share purchase plan. We're completing some debt and alternate funding components so that we can be funded to sustainable free cash flow. We'll be talking about regularly the initiation of the plant construction expansion work and subsequent progress reports. We have wellfield development activities going on very actively at the project right now. We're building our third mine unit and getting it ready for production. We have significant resource expansion plans for 2024 to do some drilling at Dagger and at the lesser defined areas of Lance. And then most excitingly and most important, we are a near-term producer. We anticipate getting the project back into production around the end of 2024 so that we can have a full year of production in 2025. So that's the highlights of our company. Our flagship project is the Lance project in Wyoming. It's a 53 million pound resource today with the potential for up to 200 million pounds. We look to growing the size and scale of the project. We have a robust production plan, and we've expanded our production profile. We're looking for early positive cash flow once we get into production, and we already have in place the proven uranium production team to do it. Thank you.